Hello YouTube, it's your girl Chris again coming at you with a new video. Now I know it's been a long time since I've done videos, and because of life and you think you're so busy that you don't have time to shoot a 5 or 10 minute video, because it's tough sometimes. You got to do the video, upload the video, and so sometimes you just don't do it. And it's been a couple of years since I've done a video. The last video that I did was on the glucose drug metformin. And I wasn't just taking it for my glucose level. I was also taking it and trying to determine whether or not the drug itself would help me with weight loss, along with some diet. And I didn't do any exercise at the time. Um, Today I'm coming at you with a new video about a new subject that has impacted my life. In August 2017, I was diagnosed with malignant invasive ductal carcinoma, in short, which is breast cancer to my left side. Um, just to give you some mammogram history, please get your mammograms, and if they call you, go back. In 2015, I took a mammogram, and I was called back. They said, come back. And because of the fact that they always tell me to come back because of the density of my breast, I didn't come back. I go back every year, and they say, no, go away. Um, and so in 2016, I thought I was too busy, so I didn't take a mammogram that year. In 2017, my doctor wrote a script, get your yearly mammogram, and I went and I took it in February, and they called me back. I'm like, they always call me back, I blew it off. And I'd say 2 months later, the doctor called me. The nurse called me, and she said, you need to come in. We found an abnormality, and we want to check it out. So, actually, it wasn't a call, it was a letter. And I blew it off. Again, I'm too busy. Life's too busy. I'm an engineer. I work too many hours. I just don't have time to go back because of my dense breast. You're just going to, say yeah when I get there. So I didn't go back. That was followed up a month or two later by a phone call in, I believe it was August of 2017. And I'm like, this lady's dogging me, Let me just go and see what she wants, because, she's sending me letters, calling, writing, pigeon, every, everything. So I went back in August of 2017, and they redid the test, and I left, and I got called by my primary care physician, telling me that I need to come in today, that day, you know. And so I'm busy, I can come in tomorrow. No, 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 they tell me, you need to come in today. All right, so now because I'm a hypochondriac, I'm thinking, oh God, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. This is what I do for every test that I get. I take the test and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. So I went into the office and they explained to me that I had this malignant disease called cancer, and it was stage 3. I'm not sure if they knew it was stage 3 at that time. They just said, I have it. I guess I felt numb, and clearly, the 5 stages of grief were working on me at that time. But I never thought, from the time that they told me that I was going to die, I just thought, okay, I have this thing. Okay, what's next? What do we do? How do we move forward? I mean, how do we beat this thing? In August, I found out that it was stage 3. That was a short time after. The pathology came back, and I went to see an oncologist um, in August, and he said, this is stage 3, and we want to start a aggressive uh, attack on this disease. So they reversed it. Instead of me doing radiation first, they put me on chemotherapy, and I took chemotherapy for I think 3 months, um, once a week. And believe it or not, the chemotherapy was not the hardest thing. I walked to the doctor's office every day, I mean every week, and I walked back generally. Um, in terms of resources, I have a lot of friends and family. And so my sister called, and she said, what are you going to do? You need somebody to move in with you. You're going to be sick. It's going to be terrible. Somebody's got to hold your head when you're at the toilet. The whole 9 yards. We know people that have gone through this. It's going to be dreadful. And so I thought about who would move in with me. And the less intrusive person to me was my nephew, Alex. So I called Alex. He had been going through some situations. And I said, Alex, I would like for you to move in with me, to help me if, as needed. So he was like, sure, Auntie, anything you need. So I can't say he's my favorite nephew, but he's my favorite nephew. Um, he came and, moved his stuff in. I got his room ready. And I wake up early on the days that I had to go for my chemo, and I'd walk, and my phone would ring, and I'm already there. They're getting ready to strap me up, and I'm already there. And he calls me, and he says, Auntie, where are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm at the hospital. How'd you get to the hospital? Oh, I walked. How you getting back? Oh, I walked back. No, 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 you're not gonna walk back. I'm gonna come get you. So that went on. That went on probably the whole period where we would go back and forth. Where I'm good. I want to walk. I'm feeling good. Blah blah blah. Now I do want to talk some about um, the evaluate the environmental part of the breast cancer, and I'll get to that. Maybe not in this video, but I have been recently selected to do Women of Circles, Rutgers University. They selected me to do a study, and the study just entails um, what I ate, what I drank, um, my mood. Um, they took a saliva test, which wasn't. It was horrible. I mean, because it wasn't like a swab. You had to literally like get this little cup, and you had to in the little cup. You had to spit in the cup constantly until it got to a certain level, and then they put the top on it. So I mean, I guess they need a lot of saliva. They weighed me. They took hip and waist measurements, and that was that. And I was happy to help with the study, because if it can help someone, I know that statistically, African American women do get it at an alarming rate. I think the whole statistic is 1 through 8, but I think it's higher in the African American community for women, and also I think the death rate is higher. So I was glad to participate in the study. What I did not know is that breast cancer is reported. Um, cancer is reported. Once you have cancer, it's reported to the Board of Health. Um, and so the State Board of Health called me and asked me if I wanted to participate in the study. And they asked me a few questions to see if I qualified, and I did. So they sent someone out on yesterday to interview me. It was a 2-hour interview along with the weighing. They took my blood pressure twice, and then that was it. I filled out a lot of forms, consent for them to get a piece of my biopsy, consent for them to get my prescription